So today, guys, we're going to be talking about 5 of the best spots to farm in the First Descendant. Now, I will stay away from any type of farm that requires you to abort missions to level up, but I will be showing you guys some of the best spots to get gold, Kuiper, and even level your Descendant from 1 to 40 or level your weapons from 1 to 40. So hopefully this video helps you guys out. I know over on Twitch, a lot of you guys have been asking me, hey, which is the best for this, and hopefully this is an updated video for you guys. And before we start the video, if you guys could do me a favor and hit that like button, I would truly appreciate it. So let's talk about it. The first place you guys want to go to is Echo Swamp. It's the abandoned zone, and then you want to go to environmental contamination zone. You can actually see there's actually 3 bunnies in this area already because this is probably the #1 gold farm. Also, it's up there with Kuiper farming, and you can also at the same time level up weapons. Now, honestly, the most effective way to run this farm is with bunnies because they can pretty much hit large amount of areas with the electricity, cutting down the completion time to around 20 seconds, 22 seconds if you have a fast team. Now, can you do this with other Descendants? Yes, but again, what I typically like doing is I like swapping to my bunny when I come to this area. I'll put on maybe a weapon that I need to level up. Your second and third weapon, you can put other weapons you need to level up. They won't level as fast as the one that you have in your hand. But again, that will allow you to level those guns up as you guys go, especially if you're trying to level your mastery rank. But this is actually a really good one. Takes you about 20 to 30 seconds. If you have a good team, like I said, 20 seconds, 22 seconds, and you'll get about 40 to 50,000 in gold. So think about it. If you're hitting about 25 seconds, that's about 100,000 on average. You're getting every minute, and then you're also getting Kuiper, as you see there. Plus, you get a bunch of modules that you can dismantle for more Kuiper. And again, you're leveling up your weapons at the same time. So if you're a bunny main or you have a bunny, this is probably going to be one of the best spots for you to farm gold, and then at the same time, get Kuiper and level your weapons, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get to another spot. I think you Valby mains will like this one. So we're gonna head over to Agna Desert, and then you want to go to Vermilion Waste, and you're gonna come to this outpost where I'm currently sitting right now. And then we're just gonna go south of it right here. You'll see it, the Vermilion Waste Vogus Strategic Outpost. And that's the one you guys wanna do. So you go to this transporter, you come over here, and it's right here. Now, what I will tell you guys, the fastest way to get the enemies to spawn is destroying these right away. So destroy all 4 power units. Now, another tip you guys are gonna wanna do, remove anything that gives you skill range on your Valby for this one particular. The reason why is because if your water puddle is too wide, what it's going to do, it will kill the boss, and the boss is kind of easy to kill here. So you want to make sure that your trail hugs the outside of the circle, and you literally just run this around over and over. I use this one, and I also use the other Valby farming method, and I'll show you guys that one in a second. But this one has been one that I've came to. You could do this on private, on public. Typically, if you don't want to have to worry about somebody coming in and killing the boss, do this on private, obviously. But again, you see how I'm just hugging the outside. That's all you want to do. Because if you don't, what's gonna happen is you can end up killing the boss because he just has one phase. And that is the one thing you have to worry about when doing this one. And if you end up killing him like I ended up doing right here, you'll notice that it ends it a little bit early, right? So I did get a pretty good chunk of gold, so this is still really good. A lot of weapons, a lot of things. A minute 49, and we got 153,000 gold, 7,000 Kuiper. Now, I will say on my better runs, it takes about 3 minutes to finish the whole thing, and I get about 250 to almost 300K per run. So almost like the last farm you saw. For the build, super simple, nimble fingers, dangerous ambush, MP conversion, maximum duration, skill extension. Again, just stuff for duration, and then focus on non-attribute for damage. But again, super basic. I literally have 6 modules on here, and that is all you need for this build right here. Again, make sure you take out the power units and then just stick to the outside. Now you can do this solo, or if you get some other Valbys, you can team up and then just do this even faster. Again, you just want to be able to drop those enemies as soon as they spawn, because then that allows them to keep spawning. The faster they go down, the faster you can get gold, right? And you're seeing a ton of extra loot There's reactors there, there's weapons, there's modules we're picking up. We can go dismantle those modules at the module vendor. In 2 minutes and 26 seconds, we got 234,000 gold, 16,000 Kuiper. So again, a ton of modules there for us to dismantle. Again, this is probably one of the better Valby farming methods you can do in the game. The next farm is also using Valby. This is in the fortress area. You want to go to the defense line outpost, and just south of it, you'll see this Volga strategic outpost, and you already see 2 Valbys there because this is probably one of the more popular ones because it is pretty amazing. Now for this one, you don't have to worry about not using skill extension. So you can use skill extension on this one. It actually works a little better because you want to cover more of the area. And for this one, you don't really have to worry about killing the boss because again, he usually stays more in the middle. And then when those balls are at the very top, you don't have to worry about it. Again, you're gonna want to shoot those power units first, and then you wanna do the first damage phase on him until the 3 balls do pop above his head. After that, you just go around in circles and you just keep doing this over and over and over. And some of you guys probably know about this one. Again, you could do this with regular Valby, ultimate Valby. You can do this with almost the same build that I showed you on the last one. And what you could do is actually add some skill effective range, so that way the puddle is even wider. So that's up to you guys, but a very simple one, not hard. And once you fail, you can go see your results just so I can show you. In about 1:22, we hit 152,000 gold and 8,000 Kuiper. So a little bit better seems than the last one I showed you. But again, this all fluctuates and it just depends on how fast you're able to drop the enemies and pick up that gold, right? So again, destroy the power units first. Once you finish the power units, the boss will spawn. Do the first damage phase on him until those electric balls come out. Once those electric balls come out, then you could just ignore him and then just go around in circles and circles. Now, you'll probably always see a ton of Valbys here, so if you don't have a Valby, this could be a good one for you guys. Just come around. Don't shoot the boss guys though if you're gonna come here and you see Valbys and you wanna farm for gold, because the point is to fail, and that way you don't have to wait that minute to restart it. You just fail, go around, go around, go around, fail, go around, and you just collect all the loot. And when you have enough loot, you leave. So another really good gold and Kuiper farming here. You also get reactors. You also get purple guns to dismantle. So a lot of materials that you'll get just from doing this farm. Now for leveling up without having to abort missions, you're gonna come over to Fortress. You're gonna come over to Fallen Ark Tactical Transporter. And just north of it, you could see that electric void fragment. That is where you wanna come to. Once you arrive here, you just have to hope that there is either a bunny or a Sharon, somebody with electric skill power, so that way they can activate this void fragment. But it is very easy to do. The spawn locations are in 2 locations. One's here and then one's behind me. Typically, what you can do if you don't find anybody here is you can fast travel to another district, fast travel back, and you usually find somebody here because everybody can do damage. You just need the bunny or you need Sharon to activate it. And typically you get a lot of bunnies in here because the bunnies like leveling their weapons. It's a great place to level your weapons too. So if you're looking to level from 1 to 40, your weapons or your descendant, this is going to be the spot. Now I will say this is probably the fastest way to level up legitly without having to like abort mission, start mission, abort mission, start mission. And what I mean about that is there are a few fragments, just like the one we're doing, void fragments, that if you have a team, you guys can start it, do the first wave, abort it, then restart it, do the first wave, abort it, instead of having to wait and have a cooldown by completing these. And people just do that, and that's kind of a little bit faster. But for me, I don't like playing the menu simulator of aborting missions, starting, aborting missions, starting missions. So I like this right here. I just do this, I complete it, we restart it, complete it, restart it. The one thing, again, you do need a bunny or a Sharon, and that's gonna be the best one for you. There is also a Vieso one that you guys can do too. It's also located in the fortress area, but it's located in Frozen Valley. You're gonna wanna come to this tactical transporter, and it's a void fragment just south of it. So again, fortress area, Frozen Valley district, and then it's gonna be that void fragment that's in front of me, right? Again, you do need Viessa to activate it. And if you're doing this solo with Viessa, hopefully you're leveling up weapons or leveling her up. Or if you do this in a group, they can have whatever character they want as long as they can clear this area out fast. So this is another way for you guys to level up. Now, if you look right here, I hit the void fragment, and then what you want to do is come right here, and the enemies all spawn here. 2 waves, super easy to do. You should be able to knock this out pretty quick. I ended up having one other person join my group, so they were holding the top. It took us about 40 seconds, sometimes less, 30 seconds, depending on how fast you guys can take these guys out is going to be how fast you guys can level up. So if you have another character who you're trying to level up, you're trying to get those catalysts in it so that way you can prestige him and keep making him stronger, this is how you guys are going to do it. Very fast, very efficient, just like the bunny cane, but with this one, you're going to need Viessa to activate it. Now, I have one bonus area. Most of you guys might know this by now. You guys want to go to the White Knight area. You're going to head over here to Shipment Base and go to the Shipment Base Outpost. This fortress outskirts is definitely a fan favorite, and depending on what they have in rotation for that week for reactors, a lot of people like to farm this because there's so many enemies and they drop a lot of reactors. Now, they're also great for Kuiper. This is a great Kuiper farming area. Pretty solid gold farming area, but there's going to be a ton of enemies, so leveling weapons is going to be great here. You'll see a ton of bunnies. You'll see a ton of Valbies, Viessas. The great thing about this one is you can pretty much do it with almost anything, but again, if you have a Descendant that's fast and effective killing mobs of enemies, it's going to work better, right? And typically you get a ton of players here, so you never really are running this alone. Like right now we have a Valby, we have another bunny. Sometimes I come here with my Viessa. Sometimes I see other Descendants out here just grabbing some. But again, people like getting those Descendants that are a little bit faster at killing mobs of enemies for this area. You can do this about, I want to say 3 minutes, maybe less. You get a solid amount, but yeah, just run around until those towers come up. Then you destroy them, you get the orb, you put it inside the container, and then that's it. It's a pretty simple one to do. Very, very, very easy. There you guys go. That was your bonus farm. 5 of the best farming methods to do in the game, plus a bonus farm I see a lot of people doing. So we'll wrap this one up here, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, but until then, Nothing But Skillz out.